welcome back to Wicked Arts. Wicked here again, and it is Free Draw Friday. So this week, I thought we would draw a cool video game character. Some of you, depending on your age, may not know this. You may ask your parents about it, because you might find. But it was a cool little platformer game series, a little trilogy called Jak and Daxter. So we're going to draw Jak and Daxter. Alright. So, first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to kind of obviously draw him in my style. So, we're going to come in here and we're going to start with a circle, like always. Again, I'm going to draw a little darker so you can see it, but you want to draw lightly so that you can erase. Alright, so I'm going to draw my circle in here. Okay, I'm going to come off the side of the head here. Actually, let's do this. Let's start with our line down the center. And let's come down here to the bottom. Make a little line. Okay, remember, if you need to pause the video at any time, you can do so. Okay, so I'm going to come and connect up to the side of the head here. Side on both sides here. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this neck shape. So I'm going to come just past the chin here. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, I want to get in this coat hanger shape. That, and I'm gonna build up chest shape here. Okay, and then I'm gonna come inward here. So let's go ahead and draw ourselves a line going across. And then down in here, draw me that little underwear shape. Okay. Draw the leg shape in here. And I'm going to come down into this area and draw me calf shape. So we're just kind of setting everything up right now. This way, do another one, come out. Now Jak has very exaggerated like hand and arm leg shapes, so we're going to do that, and we're going to make some adjustments too. I'm just kind of setting up everything. Okay, so I'm going to come off here down to the feet, which they are rather large. And this foot's going to be facing towards us. Okay. I'm going to come over here and add in a shoulder shape. Here, do the same thing. I'm going to kind of cut in front a little bit. So once we have that, we can come and kind of draw ourselves a little arm shape in here. probably make some adjustments. I'm just trying to get everything set up. And like I said, he has some very exaggerated features, so draw that. Get our hand placed in. Let's bring this arm out this way. Again, pause the video if you need to. Like I said, I like breaking these things down into shapes for you guys, even though I don't really draw this way. I kind of just draw in what I see being there, but I still want you guys to kind of practice the art of building up these shapes. So okay, so we have ourselves Jack in position here, and then we're going to draw Daxter next to him. So he comes up to about his knee, so we're going to start his head down here. Okay, he's got a very, very skinny neck, so we're going to draw two long lines because he's an ocelot, he's more of an animal. So let's build up a shape here. Do an arm. Let's finish out his body first. So let's come here. Like I said, we'll probably make adjustments to him too. Come out. Make this shape. You know what? Let's just start with his feet, just so we can get him in the same setting. So I'm going to go ahead and start with his feet instead. Okay, so that's going to be 1 foot going back. Yeah. Just because I want to kind of have their feet be in the same area. Okay, so I'm going to bring that over and round down. And since this foot is facing towards us, I'm going to just draw it like that. Okay, now I'm going to come up with like an arch shape here. Turn it. Make this shape for his hair tuft. Okay, I'm going to come up this way. Turn. Bring that arm out. Do his forearm. A hand shape here. And we're going to turn this way. Okay, now we're going to come back to Jack here. Like I said, we may make some adjustments, so let's go ahead and start with his ears. Bring those out. And he's got very pointed elf ears. So we're going to bring that down, curve in, round towards the bottom. Alright, so now I want to adjust a little bit. We're going to draw kind of this smiley face right here. This is going to be his headband. Okay, and then we're going to draw this big circle for his goggle piece. Okay, so I'm going to clean up inside of there. Alright, and I'm going to turn and stay as close to the edge as I can. Make a circle inside of my circle. And then I'm just going to make an arch there. Okay, so we're going to come in just a little, and we're going to make this piece right there on his head, so we can erase the inside of that. Alright, and I can carry this over. Circle, but this one's going to be smaller, but we are going to draw it the same way. So I want you to put a circle inside of your circle, and then just draw a little arch in there. Okay, then we can just connect that down to his ear. Now with his hair, we can just start with an arch here for the center part. Okay, we can come down here and do another one, and then put a small line like that. Okay, now I'm going to clean up around the head. Alright, I'm going to come out here on the ear some, so right here we have our curve. Turn in and curve out, so almost like kind of like we're drawing Vegeta here. Okay, now to keep it even, I'm going to jump back and forth, so I'm going to curve this way and do the same thing. Alright, now I'm going to bring it from right here. I'm not going to start on the edge, but from right here I'm going to curve up like that. Okay, and then I'm going to come back to this inside. I am going to start at the top of the goggle, and I'm going to cut in front of that and reach out that way. I'm going to put another triangle right out here, then I'm going to turn out. Like that. Okay, so next thing I want to do is his headband's got these pieces that come off, so I'm going to start here and go along my edge and come out and draw this rectangle shape. So now I can clean up inside the middle of that. Other side, I'm going to do the same thing, except this one I'm going to keep closer to the head. I'm going to draw this rectangular shape here, clean up inside, and then we can put this eyebrows. So we draw that eyebrow there. And go up and over. And draw ourselves a second eyebrow right over here. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to clean up the inside of the face. Okay, so let's come over here and we're going to draw our first eye. And I'm going to go across this way. That will put me a little circle right here and then go around it and draw another one. Let's bring this eyebrow in just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do another eye, just like that. Make me a circle and go around it. Okay, now for the nose, we're going to put two curving lines like that. Okay, I'm going to come underneath it and go around and then put this little tiny curve above the eye like that. Okay, now here's where I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and erase out this bottom area right here. Okay, I'm going to draw his mouth. And then I'm going to put a little line underneath for his lip. And a line underneath for his chin. Okay, so I'm going to kind of come up and round it. Round it on that side. Alright, now he's got a little bit of his neck showing here. Okay, before I do that, let's go ahead and add in this ear detail. Let's come up here to the top and draw a line down on both sides, just like that. Okay, and then we can come back down in here. So I'm going to draw his collar, just like this, and then come back with it to here. I'm going to turn it in, just like that. Okay, I'm going to round it to the other side. I'm going to come off this side here. Do the same thing. Okay, once you have that, and clean up the inside. Like that. Come over here to this side and follow an edge to the corner. Do the same thing over here. Okay, and we can just continue his neck into the collar. Right, now I'm going to come off this collar here. We're going to come down at an angle like this, and I'm going to round it into his chest. Okay, this next side though, he's got this piece in the center, so we're going to kind of come across. Let's do it this way. Let's just start with the circle. Okay, so let's clean up this whole inside chest area. Alright, so let's start with a circle. I'm going to lightly sketch that in. Okay. And then we're going to draw another one in the middle. Like that. And then we're going to take our line, come down to the circle and go just past it. And bring it back. And we can clean up everything inside of that shape we just made. An edge just down here at the bottom. Alright, then I'm going to curve back this way and do the same thing again. Okay, then we're going to erase inside and give this an edge over here. Then we're going to come to this side, do it one more time, and erase everything on the inside. This up just a little bit right there. Okay, now I'm going to come clean that up, make sure it's straight. Alright, so now I'm going to come out and I'm going to make his shoulder. Like that. Then we're going to make him have a little bit of a tricep right here. It's going to curve down like that. Okay. I'm going to come over here to the side. I'm going to come out with a line and round it in. And just reinforce this shape right here. Okay, so now we're going to start up here and we're going to stretch across like that. Now that I'm done, I'm going to clean up the inside of the arm as well as the outside. So if you have any straggler sketches or anything like that, I'm going to do it that way. Okay, I'm going to come out on both sides. Okay, but I'm going to keep close here. And then I'm going to stretch downward right here. Like that. I'm going to put these little wraps on his arm. So we're just going to curve out there. I'm going to come over here. Come down. And turn. And then I'm going to put an arch connecting those, and then we're going to clean up inside the wraps. Okay. Now from that arch, we're going to come around and come down like that. Come down this way. inside. Make sure we can see everything. Okay, now I'm going to come right in this area here. I'm going to do a straight line just like that. So it's a little tiny straight line. I'm going to round it with thumb and curve out. Come back in. I'm going to make this thumb shape here. So we're going to erase inside of it, as well as this area too. Okay, so I'm going to bring his hand out and curve down. I'm going to come over here to this corner here, and we're going to make a small rounded bend like that. And then that little line that we made up here, we're going to stretch it just a little bit and then come down and make that curve shape. I'm going to stretch it out to here. So like I said, he's got very exaggerated hands, fingers, so as you can tell we're probably going to be stretching his body out some. That's okay. So we're going to turn in like this and then round it back like that. So what we can do is go ahead and just clean up this inside area here and then come right off the thumb, this kind of rounded shape. I'm going to make a little arch right here touching his thumb, and then I can come off of that and make the other finger here, and then we'll just repeat that process two more times. That'll be that hand. Okay, now this we want to come back up to and give that an edge. Alright, now just below here he has this little like waist wrap, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of put an arch to it like that, and then that's going to come down just a little bit, so I'm just going to come down just a tad. Okay, and then we're going to come off this edge over here and I'm going to round it over just like that. Okay, so now that I have that, I can come right off the edge and make it skinny. So we're going to come in like that and just round it again to close it off. Okay, now this is actually like a belt strap, so we're going to kind of round this piece in here and just give this top part an edge. Okay, now I want to come out from the corner here and round one last time, and I can clean up the inside of those areas. Okay, now I'm going to start working to the pants, so I can already tell we're going to be adjusting, so let's just go ahead and clean up this inside area on that side. So we're going to come off the corner here, okay, just a little bit, and then we're going to turn it and work our way down I'm going to come back to this middle section. Okay, so we want to kind of come to the middle and then just come over a little bit extra. We're going to come down this way. And I'm going to round and connect those two lines. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to clean up this inside. Okay, and then I'm going to connect to the hand right here. And then I'm going to come off the edge here and make this kind of warped rectangle like that. And we're just going to erase. Okay. Now, I'm going to come to this side, do the same thing. I'm going to come off the corner. Alright. We're going to turn outwards to about here. And I'm going to come over like this and just run it right off the edge. And then I'm going to turn down, come out, and round and connect there. Once you've done that, you can clean up inside all these shapes and the outside. Okay. Actually, let's bring this out a little bit more. Okay. So I'm gonna start here in this corner. I'm gonna curve down like this. Okay. And I'm gonna come off of that. Like that. Come down here to this finger. Okay. We're going to come down like this. And then I'm going to go out and turn that way. So now I can clean up around and inside. Alright. So now we have the foot we need to take care of. Okay, so we weren't too far off, probably like an inch or so. So we're going to come down just a little bit first. Okay, and then I'm just going to round it and come back. Once I have that shape, I'm going to clean up the inside. Okay, and then I'm going to make this round shape coming off of both sides, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the rest of the foot because we're going to stretch it out some. Alright, so once we carve in, we're going to get real skinny with it that way, and then do a slight round out, almost like an hourglass, and come back. Okay, so now that we have that, we can come, let's go ahead and just keep things even. Let's come over here and do the other leg. So let's come off of this by coming in some. We're going to come out like that. Then I'm going to come off of it a little bit right here and round out. Then I'm going to come to this side. I'm going to come down and then round out that way. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean up inside and around those areas. And then of course just reattach anything if you accidentally erased. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to slide to this side here. I'm going to move in a little bit. And we're going to arch a shape like this. I'm going to round over. And then we're going to arch in like that. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make this kind of rounded shape like we did on the other leg. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get rid of that foot. And we are going to come in skinny. This one's going to arch more this way. Just like that. Except this time I'm going to come off this corner over here. I'm going to round it and close that off there. Okay, so let's start with this foot on this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn like an arch like that and come down. Okay, I'm going to come forward a little. I'm going to go to the other side and make a tiny arch here. And then we're going to round between those two lines. Okay? Now, what we want to do is we want to come up just a little bit past and then start curving it down this way. Okay? I'm going to come to the bottom and turn in like that. And then I'm going to make a little line here and cut in front of it and round this way. Okay. Then I'm going to come up like that, and then I'm going to pass in front of that and connect that together. Okay, we're going to extend that out just a little bit, round it and curve. Then I'm going to turn it back this way. Turn down towards our foot there. Okay, now this next part, we're going to draw a little line and round it for his big toe. Back like that. Okay, I'm just going to put a little line here suggesting his toenail. Then I'm going to round up like that. I'm going to come right off and make a toe. And then I can move up some. Another toe. Okay, and then we can't really see the rest, but I'm going to come in here and put those little toenail line suggestions in there. Okay, we're going to come to the other foot. We're going to make two lines that come off just like this. Okay, I'm going to start with an arch right here connecting the two. I'm going to come out with it just like that. I'm going to turn in. I'm going to come to this side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn out this way. Okay. Now I'm going to pass the line in front with another arch. Okay. I'm going to come forward. Or actually, let's extend it out some. Come forward just a little bit. Just like that. Okay. Then we're going to arch another one. This and round in, arch down, and then one more time we're going to arch it up and come across. Alright, now we're going to do our toe. So I'm going to have a slight curve right here. Then I'm going to bring my toe out. Right past the line, I'm going to go ahead and drop down, almost like I'm making a square. And then all I have to do is round it and curve in. Bring my line up a little. I'm going to stretch a little line across just like this and curve it up. I'm going to take this line and go this way with it, and we'll put a little line in the middle for his wrap. Again, we're going to give a faint suggestion of a toenail. Then we're going to curve down just a tad. I'm going to round it up and over just like that, and then just put a little curve for the toe. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to do a curve and round down. Then on this side I can just connect it here, and then we'll have our pinky toe right there. Again, I can give a little faint suggestion of a toenail. Okay, so on our wrist over here, we need to come back to this area right here, and we're going to come behind the hand and make these little strap pieces that hang down. Just like that. Come over here. We're going to come out on the shoulder. We're going to round it like this and curve back. And then I'm going to clean up inside of it. Okay, obviously bring back if you accidentally erased anything. Alright, and I'm going to round and go back. Just like that. Clean up the inside edge. Okay, and then I can take this piece and we can curve that more. Alright, I'm going to put a little line here. Actually, let's just do this. Let's erase that. Okay, I'm going to come out from here and stretch out to down here. We're going to curve inward like this, and I'm going to put a slight curve like that. Alright, now let's come back up here to the shoulder piece. Let's come out, go down, and then stretch it out this way. Then we can clean up everything inside. So that's the thing with art. You got to be able to make the adjustments to things that you need to see. Okay, so we're having to kind of stretch them out a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to come right over here to this side. I'm going to draw a line that goes back like that, just a little. Okay, so I'm going to come down. I'm going to draw this little armor piece. Okay, I'm going to come down at an angle. I'm going to go up, round it back. Let's go a little bit higher. Okay, and then we're going to come outside and curve around. So now I can clean up inside of that. Alright, and now I'm going to give it an edge, so I'm going to kind of round and follow closely. And then just connect down here. Okay, so I need a little strap piece so that it looks like it's wrapped around his arm. So I'm going to make this little rectangle, just like that. And then I'm going to draw another line up close to the edge, give it that kind of 3D shape. Then we can just connect that piece there. Now I'm going to clean up inside of those. Okay, then we have our next part of the arm strap here. And then I'm going to round out. See, I just came down just a little bit because I need to connect another strap around the wrist. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to come off this corner here. And see how I made this kind of an arch so it comes out and then it arches. I'm just going to stretch that down for now. I'm going to come out from here. And curve. Make his thumb. Like that. Okay, I'm going to cut in front and curve it down, and I'm going to come past the pants here, so I'm going to end up rounding it right past the pants on that corner so I can clean off the corner and just keep that shape there. And then I'm going to turn it up that way. Bring this piece down right here to the finger because we got our arm wrap, and it's going to come off and make this kind of knuckle shape. And I'm going to come back and then just turn it back towards that armor piece there. Alright, now I'm going to make one more line right here and clean up the inside. Okay, now we're going to make this strap piece, so I need to come around it and go past like that, and we can erase that line in the middle of it. Alright, then we're going to make our two little straps hang down. Here. Okay, so now we just need to do the other fingers, which won't be too bad. So I'm going to put a little rounded shape here, like the fingers curved in. And I'm going to come out and turn. And then we're just going to do these little knuckle shapes going back like that. Okay. Now, next we have our Daxter, so we'll just leave him like he's in the background a little bit. He'll be a little bit easier to draw. So what I want to do is start down here at the bottom of my circle, and I'm going to go straight across like that. Okay, I'm going to round it. Go to the other side and do the same. I'm going to round up. Once I have that, we're going to stretch out this way. It's kind of an arch. He's very, a lot of expressions. Daxter's a very funny character. He's what kind of made the game enjoyable for me. So he kind of makes these weird shapes with his face all the time. So we're going to come in this way. Alright, this next one we're going to arch high and come down like that. So now I'm going to clean up that circle inside the middle. Alright, so I'm going to make a little line that comes down and put a curve to it like that. And I'm going to make a rounded shape straight underneath here and connect it. And I'm going to put a little black circle inside of there. I'm going to come off at this end here and fix this side. Okay, so let's adjust this. Okay, so now that I have this piece, I'm going to make a little arch right here because he has a headband too with goggles on it. I'm going to come up and turn. I'm really going to stretch this out. Come back in just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to arch down. And then come out and round it there. So I'm going to come up like that. And then I'm going to make my second eye right here. Alright, now for his nose, we're going to come down in this region and just make this really long oval. Okay, now that I've done that, I want to make a small correction here. I'm going to erase this cheek. Okay, erase this cheek, and we're just going to round sooner. Over here. Alright, now we're going to put his first goggle piece, so we're going to draw this cylinder shape. Up on top, right here. And then we're going to round it right there. Okay, I'm going to make another piece that comes off here. Then I'm going to stretch it across. And I'm going to round another cylinder piece. It's going to stretch over just a little. I'm going to round it there. Alright, then what I'm going to do is ears. Okay, so we're going to turn this one this way, like that. Come over here to this side. Way. Come down a little. Come in and let's curve. Just like that. I'm going to give him an inside to his ear. Okay, I'm going to stretch this one. I'm going to start in the middle of my goggle piece. So I'm going to stretch this over this way, and we're just going to round it like this. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it back towards the goggle, and we're going to put our inner ear piece. Okay, so now we can start with our neck and stretch that downward. We're going to come straight into these little tufts of hair. And then we can clean up inside. Alright. So from here, since he's an animal, we don't have to go into too much muscle detail, but I'm just going to carry it out a little and poke it out and put a little triangle here for some fur, and then I'm going to round it back down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean up the inside area and the outside. Go ahead and erase that hand out so I know where it's going to fall now. Alright, so we're going to come off our little tuft here and round up like that. I'm going to put a slight curve right here. And then I'm going to stretch it out. Okay? Come just outside of it, make a little triangle for some hair. Okay, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to round it because that's where my hand is going to start. I'm going to come off this tuft of hair, and we are going to curve out just like that. I'm going to round it in, and then I'm going to clean up this whole inside area. Okay, so let's finish off this body down here. So I'm going to come under this tuft right here. I'm going to curve in just like that, and then I'm going to come out that way. I'm going to go out and turn it for his knee. So I'm going to clean up inside and close to that. So let's keep things even. Let's come off this end here. I'm going to go out, and we're going to turn in and continue to curve down just like that. I'm going to come to this side. I'm going to go this way. Okay, so I'm going to clean up inside of that area. Once I have that, I'm going to turn this way. I'm going to go in and turn down just like that. Okay, I'm going to take our knee here and put a slight bump and come in skinny on that side so I can clean up inside of that area. Alright, now I'm going to draw this foot. So we're going to come out here like that. We're going to make a little rounded shape and come out. Okay, and now I'm going to bring this toe out here and come that way and make another one, and then just round it back. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up to around that foot area on the inside. And if we just come out and connect it here, we have ourselves a little foot. Okay, now this front part's going to be a little bit easier. We can just focus on the toe shape. Okay, so I'm going to come out on both sides here and make this shape here. Okay, I'm going to round out this way and do the same thing the other side. So now I can clean up inside those toes. Alright, we'll just go ahead and take care of his tail since we already have that drawn out. Okay, so all I did was put a little arch for the tail there. I'm going to round it and come back. Go across. Takes care of our tail. Alright, so now we need to make two little lines that come off the hand. I'm going to do a square shape, or at least the corner of one. I'm going to bring that corner down, and then I'm going to round out a thumb shape, okay, and just connect it. And then I'm going to bring this line down, and we're going to round it. Come back. Actually, let's adjust this one. Let's go and arch it here, and then go back. Okay, now I'm going to come off and make little fingers. circle shape going back right there. And then I'm going to come across on this arm and make like a happy face, and come out and curve back towards the arm that way. So we're going to make this glove come in and just cheat and make it go behind the leg back there. Okay. So once we have that, we can touch up these lighter areas. And just really refine your line work. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my usual routine of darkening these edges. So yeah, Jak and Daxter is a game that came out when I was a teenager. Actually, no, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. I think that might have came out when I was an adult. Anyway, I really enjoyed playing it. Daxter made it really fun, so if there's any way maybe your parents still have a copy or something, you want to give it a try. It's a real fun game. The whole trilogy was good. But like I said, I'm just going around doing my usual thicken up my line work routine. Again, you don't have to do that. But as always, it's just something that I like to do, so I'm going to do it. But this is just kind of a quick little fun draw. Friday, we're starting to get into character drawing on the main drawing days. So once we do that and practice that a little bit, I'm probably going to switch up how I draw, and we won't 100% break it down by shape every time. Usually I tend to draw the head the same starting out just to get a good baseline, but everything else with the body I can kind of see the anatomy. So once we get good at that, we're going to kind of start skipping over that step a little bit, and that way it won't take so long to build up. But like I said, you can just go around and work your edges if you want to. If you have any suggestions about what you want me to draw, you can leave it in the comments on the other videos. I like to keep this one kid friendly, so I don't really have the comments turned on in case somebody shows up and it's not being appropriate. But if you want to go on to the other videos and leave a comment about some ideas that you would like me to draw for Fun Draw Friday, you can do that. But other than that, just keep working on the homework assignments. I hope you're learning stuff from this, because if you think about it, these Fun Draw Fridays are actually giving you practice into what we're about to get into with the character stuff on the main videos. So these little Friday things are, like I said, they're just really good practices for you. Obviously, if you want to get better at art, you can't just come in, watch a video, do it one time, and then move on to the next video. You have to make sure that if you're following the main page stuff, that you're practicing. I'm not saying you have to every waking moment be, practicing your drawing, but for the homework assignments, you need to take them seriously and actually try. You can't just follow the video once and think you're gonna master this stuff. You have to get better at it. I mean, even myself, I still have stuff that I'm working on. I've been drawing for quite a while, and I still practice over and over, trying to improve my skills and then get better. Like, this is not a piece that I would consider to be finished. There's some things I could do to it to make it better, at the same time, I'm not trying to make Fun Draw Friday a 2-hour long tutorial. It's just us having fun, just sketching it. So, like I said, there's things I could fix on this. And when you're fun drawing and just sketching, you can just do that. Just let it go and just have fun. But when you're doing the homework, though, that's the time to take it serious and really practice and hone in on your strengths and your weaknesses, and you will see yourself starting to get better. That when we start getting into some of this advanced stuff, it'll come easier to you, and you'll find yourself getting faster, picking up skills you didn't know that you had. And I don't claim to be the greatest artist on the planet by any means. And who knows, you share your stuff with me on Twitter and let me see your progress. You'll probably, more likely than not, end up being better than me. And then you can start teaching me how to do this stuff, right? I'm just kidding. But your goal should always try to be better and not just settle for like, oh, I did it once. Try to get better. And practice. Okay? So, that is our Jack and Daxter. That is it for Fun Draw Friday. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And I will see you in the next video, alright? Keep sketching. Bye.